The road ahead is uncertain, but the end is clear. Aegon will be king. He's the firstborn son of the king.
You will be with your own child sooner than late.
I do not wish to get married.
Even I do not exist above tradition and duty, Rhaenyra!
None of it needs be this way in truth. No one's here for me.
Princess!
The crab feeders dug in for siege on Bloodstone while his men sabotage our fleet. The matter of the stepstones is, regrettably, urgent.
Yeah!
Crabs will soon dine on all of us. We are losing.
Dragon!
What's up guys, Carmine here, and welcome to the episode teaser breakdown. Episode 2 just finished, so be sure to leave your thoughts down below on what you thought of that episode. Personally, I thought it was fairly entertaining, but I was completely thrown off by a lot of the decisions made in this episode, and many of my live tweets definitely aged like milk very quickly. But episode 3 looks even better, if that's even possible, so without further delay, let's get to it. Off the bat, we got Otto Hightower and Alicent discussing Aegon and how he will be king. Now, the title of episode 3 is called The Second of His Name, and there's a bit to unpack here. First, who is Aegon? Well, Alicent does eventually marry King Viserys, and they do have multiple children. Now, what some of the Targaryens like to do is reuse names of previous kings, and Aegon is the name of the first Targaryen king that conquered Westeros, and because of that, Alicent decides to name her first child Aegon. Now, Otto says here that he will be king despite the fact that Rhaenyra is heir, should Viserys dies, and if Aegon becomes king, he'll be known as Aegon, second of his name, thus the title of this episode, and as we can expect, this is the Hightowers already engaged in the Game of Thrones. Next here we get what seems like a big time jump from episode 2, where Viserys has already married Alicent, and they now have a son together. Of course, Viserys wants Rhaenyra to spend some family time with them, and you can already tell that this will not go over well because she already looks very uncomfortable, and it definitely seems like Viserys is going to force them all to spend some quality time together. And I'm pretty sure that Princess Rhaenys is the queen who never was. Her words of how the realm will never accept a female ruler is probably ringing in Rhaenyra's head right about now. In the next scene, we get an argument between Viserys and his daughter Rhaenyra about marriage, and here comes the theme of tradition. It pops up multiple times, and once again, I find it funny because Viserys says even he isn't above tradition, but he named a female heir when several people were against it, mostly because of tradition. For those of you who don't know, in Westeros, it's a feudal society, the male inherits above the female. So yeah, it's, your argument here is not looking good, buddy. After that, we get a series of Rhaenyra lashing out and running off, with Alicent trying to make amends between them. The Hightowers, once again, are clearly playing the Game of Thrones, but it's mostly Otto using his daughter as a chess piece to advance his lot in life, so in a way, I do feel bad for her. But a quick shot here shows that Rhaenyra is in the forest and something tries to ambush her. Based off Christian Cole looking at her as she rides off, it's safe to assume that he'll be the one to rescue her. Next, we get some quick shots of the looming war over the Stepstones. The Crab Feeder seems to be kind of a mini-boss of sorts for Daemon and Corlys to fend off, and I'm really digging the weird water monster aesthetic he's got going on here. For some reason, his skin is just kind of scaly in some parts. I don't know if that's for intimidation purposes, or he's got some, like, weird disease going on. And after some cool shots of Corlys in armor, we see that the chess piece returns in House of the Dragon, which I'm super excited for. I absolutely loved it in Game of Thrones when Robb moved his forces on the map of Westeros, and I'm gonna love it here, especially how their forces are clearly outlined, and it's phenomenal. I really like it. And last, we get some great shots of the battle over the Stepstones between Corlys' forces and the Triarchy's men, followed by Daemon's dragon coming in and wreaking havoc. Now, it does look like they did bring in some scorpions to try and kill off Daemon's dragon, just in case, and that's a good thing because it adds to the lore. If the Crab Feeder really is sent by the Free Cities to disrupt trade in Westeros, then he'll be most likely well-funded enough to have several of these. In Game of Thrones, it's Qyburn who brought back scorpions into fashion and had them set up on ships and city walls to counter Dany's dragons. So it would stand to reason that after 100 years of Targaryen dragon rule, that the Free Cities would have many of these in reserve just in case. But guys, that is it for today. Let me know what you thought of the episode, and are you excited for episode 3? I know I am. This one looks like it'll be one of the best of the season, and I can't wait. Once again, leave your thoughts down below. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, share the video with a friend, and ring that bell notification. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.